We're still working on animations and Textbook Project 2, page 2-12B. And so we're going to go ahead and work on this button and change the way the animation starts. So what we have to do is we notice that in the timing group, the start arrow is set to click to go when we click, but we want to change it. So we want to change after previous. That means that it will appear automatically after the photo on the left appears. So now the sequence number actually changes. We're going to do the same thing on the brand new MRI scanner, and it's going to change to after previous. And notice that now it'll also number 2. So when we look at the preview, we should see now our arrows automatically appear. We still have to hit spacebar though for the photos to appear. So you're going to have to click or hit spacebar twice for that. So you can add a pause between the time that something happens, but you got to choose that where you choose the delay option in order to make a pause. So we're going to do that next. So we're going to choose the brand new MRI scanner, and then notice that there is no delay, but we're going to click it 4 times to make it 1 second delay. So after the photo on the right appears, which is the previous animation, then there will be a 1 second delay before that button shows up. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to slide 2. We're actually going to do an animation of the list. So we want to choose slide 2, and then we're going to choose this text box. So we're going to make this bulleted list active. And we're going to go ahead and also choose the animated group and choose the fly in animation. Now notice that as I applied the animation, each of the bulleted list items were animated. So what we have here is that this first bulleted list item was option number 1, and then notice that the first one is set to on click, and the next one is with previous. So notice that they're both set to with previous. So we're going to work with the qualified and friendly staff bulleted item, and we're going to actually work with that timing on that. We're actually going to click the effect options here, and notice that we're going to actually change the sequence. So instead of by paragraph, it's going to change to as one object. And now notice instead of each part of the bulleted list applying, it all happens at one time. Now we're going to go back and we're actually going to change it to by paragraph. We're going to keep the original option there. So we're going to use a morph transition that combines a transition and an animation, which is going to force us to have to duplicate a slide. So we're going to choose slide 5 to start with, and we're going to change these objects. Each of the pictures on the slideshow are going to actually move. So we're going to go ahead and change the zoom level here to 40%. That way it gives us a little bit of room. Now I'm going to move the pictures. I'm going to need to zoom out a little bit. I'm actually going to put these pictures on the right side of the slide. So this is where our morph transition is actually going to start. So the first thing we're going to do is actually duplicate this slide. Notice that this becomes number 6. Now I'm going to choose this picture, and I'm going to format the picture. The shape height here is going to be 4. And what I should be able to do is actually align it this way. And then I'm going to apply the transition, which is the morph transition. So I'm going to click on the transition option and then the down arrow. And I'm going to apply the morph transition. Notice that when I click preview, I see the image get large. And this is a complicated transition because you have to duplicate this slide again. But luckily, the transition is actually copied as well on the slide. So we're going to change the height of this picture of this person to 3.2 inches. And we're going to change it to the lower right corner. I'm going to change the height of this picture to 4 inches. I'm going to move it over to the center. I'm going to go ahead and use my alignment to align center and align middle and get it where it needs to be. And now I'm going to duplicate slide 7. This picture, I'm changing the format of that picture to 2.7 inches. 2.3 inches, sorry. Now we're going to align the picture there with that. Be sure that you focus very well on the alignment of the images when you do this assignment so that you can score all of the points. Now the bird picture, we're going to go ahead and change it height to 4 inches, and then we're going to duplicate the slide. I duplicated it too soon, so I'm going to delete it, and I'm going to put it right here, and then move it to the center of the image. I'm going to use my alignment. Button to make sure that it goes into the center. And now I'm going to duplicate my slide. Again, I'm going to change the height of the picture. And change the height of this image. Duplicate the slide. Dragging this to the center of the slide. Now I'm going to duplicate it. Change the height of the picture to 3.5 inches. Now again, remember to be sure and check the alignment based on instructions you're being given on the project. And then we're going to choose the status bar to fit the slider to the current window, which is right here. And it should look very similar to what is in the figure, except in this case, our slides are probably a little bit off. You'll only go back and readjust your option. But these slides should show you a preview. We're going to go ahead and look at them. And we should see the picture come up. And it's going to go, here's the new one. My screen is a little bit off. But we have each slide going in their proper places. Again, be sure that you check your alignment based on the instructions and not based on my preview. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to change the header and footer. We're going to remove the slide number off of the slide. We're going to go back to slide 1. And we're going to go ahead and apply a morph transition. So notice that there is no footer here. And then in slide 2 we have a footer, but it doesn't have a page number. But it does say Windsor Veterinary Hospital, which is what we want. So we're going to go ahead and click the transition, and we're going to choose the morph transition. We'll just preview that again. The next thing we're going to do is add a video. We're going to punch slide 11. And we're going to display it. Notice that it's already set up with another module. And so we're going to choose the Insert Video button right here. We're going to choose from a file. And we're going to have to navigate to our document. And we should be able to use the video right here. Notice that we have video tools now on the ribbon. We're going to go ahead and click the play button. Now notice that we have on the playback tab, we have a start sequence. And this is going to happen when we click. The video playback will actually start when we click the video. So if we actually go ahead and show the slideshow, and we click the video, not visible on my screen here, but the video does play. We're going to go ahead and trim the video in the next section. So notice that we have video tools, and we have edit, and we're going to be able to trim the video. So if I click trim, I'm going to get a video editor that comes up. So what I'm going to do is change there's a little dog. I'm going to change the video. And we're going to make the end time about 9.5 seconds. And then we're going to click OK. Now the video will only play for the duration of the time. I'm also going to set a poster frame on the video. The poster frame is the frame that actually shows up. So we're going to set it at about 8 seconds. And we're going to choose the Video Tools Format tab. And notice that we have who are below the video. We're going to choose approximately the 8-second mark. We're going to choose the poster frame. One problem that I have in this particular machine is that it's not playing the video. But when you access your video, you will be able to choose the frame, and you will be able to choose the current frame when you set it at about 8 seconds. So notice that I can scrub on the timeline and choose about 8 seconds here, and then you can actually set the current frame. The reason why I am not able to play the video here is because I'm recording on my screen. But you will be able to do that on yours. And the one thing I want to do is actually make the video start automatically. So when I click that and choose playback, I'm not going to do it with clicking, but I'm going to choose automatic playback. And then I'm also going to choose the play full screen and rewind after playing. Then we'll set it up to play multiple times. And the final thing that we'll do is change some animation effects on the video, and we can apply that. So when we choose animation and we choose more, notice that our media category is here. I notice that I have an animation here, and I can click this to apply it, and I can apply the pause or the play animation to the video. So that represents the actual video itself, and the lightning bolt represents the animation sequence. Now I do want to go ahead and choose the video tools, playback tab, and the start arrow is going to be when clicked on. So I'm going to actually have to click on the video in this case in order to click it. But what I want to do is I actually want to make it automatic, so I'm going to keep it on that option. And the final thing I want to do is actually compress the media. So what we will have is we're going to choose slide 11. And sometimes media can be pretty big, and so we want to be able to compress it in order to make the file size appropriate and to be able to send it. So this compressed media button is going to give us the ability to do that. So notice that we can choose the resolution we want. In this case, we're going to choose standard. That's going to make that video actually it's going to make it smaller. So notice that it saved 1.3 megabytes on the video size, so that's pretty good. That actually allows us to save some storage space. And then we can go ahead and now we're finished with the project and we can upload it. Thank you very much.